Mizli used to be one of the most underwhelming units in the Bala Cats. While she seemed alright on paper, her combination of abilities and her largest trait were such a bad combination, the community even gave it a name: Mizli Syndrome. Mizli is a backliner with slow and knockback against aliens. She has very good uptime on her skills and very good CC, especially for such a spammable unit. So what made her so bad, you might ask? Well, aliens are a trait that is very backliner heavy, meaning they usually stay behind tougher enemies and attack from far, which is usually good because it means they only hit your frontmost cats, the ones that are made to take damage. But since Mizli knocks back and slows the tougher alien enemies, she allows the rest of her cats to barge right in and take insane damage. But now, this has finally been changed. With her Ultra Form, Mizli has been completely redeemed, from utterly useless to insanely useful, and this video is gonna show you why you're missing out if you haven't Ultra Formed her yet. Before we begin, I'd like to mention that this video was suggested by our Discord mod, Bread. Shout out to them, and join our Discord server if you want your video idea to be our next video. Anyway, let's see what Mizli's Ultra Form has for us in stock. Miss Made gets 26% more HP, a 70% DPS increase, and 50 more range, meaning at level 60, she has 121,000 HP, 11,000 DPS, and 450 range, which are already great stats. But she also gains a level 2 mini surge from ranges 250 to 850, which can boost her damage up to 14k DPS, which rivals the top generalists in the game. While it is important to remember the surges one hit consistently, Mizli has another ace up her sleeve: spammability and survivability. Mizli has a pretty average cooldown of 83 seconds along with a below average cost of a mere 3,720, which make her pretty solid stats even better, especially for extra 50 range, helping her avoid a lot of enemies. If a couple of them stacked, you can have a DPS powerhouse that can shred stages. Now you're probably asking about her own trait, aliens, and oh boy, does she destroy them. For starters, her toughness ability turned into insanely tough, meaning she gets 847k HP against aliens, which is literally insane. It's like she doesn't even need mid shields. She can easily face tank aliens now, which is one of the things that make her biggest con just non-existent. As we mentioned earlier, Mizli quite literally has an in-game phenomenon named after her, where she pushes the front lane enemies into the back lane, which completely obliterates your cats. Now, not only does she have great stats and damage to help mitigate the DPS from the backliners, she also has her mini surge, which can, and will, further knock back the backliners themselves, not only dealing great chip damage to them, but also winning you a lot of space by knocking back the entire stage, even if you got screwed over by surge luck. And even if, against all odds, you didn't even manage to stack Mizli up, even the game design itself changed to make it better. Backliner heavy stages are becoming more and more rare, as this game's hardest stages become more rushing and frontline dependent. So Mizli doesn't even have a backliner to push your units into anymore. Before we keep explaining why Mizli is so good now, please consider to subscribe to the channel. Like the video and comment down below. We read every single comment. We will take advice from you guys and post videos about what you guys are interested in, but we can't do that without your participation. If you have any kind of idea that you think would be interesting to talk about, or some other part 2 we forgot to do, please let us know in the comments. Anyways, let's get back to the video. So, she has great stats, great new abilities, great survivability and field time. What else does she even need? How about Sage Slayer? One of the most relevant abilities right now due to how rare it still is. Remember her 847k HP and 14k DPS against aliens? Well, how about 1.5 million HP and 17k DPS against second old Ahina, one of the most annoying sages in the game? Well, she isn't a perfect counter due to Tekken having counter surge, which means Mizli can go back to doing what her true form knows best and kill your entire lineup. That still doesn't mean she's a bad pick. Against regular sages, her DPS potential stays the same and her HP is still a very respectable 242k, making her one of the best sage generalist units in the game. Add her cheap cost and relatively quick cooldown in, and you get yourself a 0 legend powerhouse. But just wait, because it gets even better. Mizli, like most other Ubers, has talents, and while they were bad on her true form, her Ultra Form gives them some potential. Her stat upgrades aren't really the greatest, as they are damn expensive, but her slow talent is pretty interesting. While at max level it only buffs her slow from 4 to 5 seconds for a whopping 175 MP, if you only buy 1 level of slow talent, you get 0.4 extra seconds, so 4.4 seconds for only 15 MP. That is some absolutely ridiculous value and it helps her a lot for uptime and also with completely destroying alien stages, all for 15 NP. Unfortunately, Resist Slow and Survive aren't anywhere near relevant enough. Survive can have some niche scenarios where it shines, but paying another 175 NP for that is a bit too much. And there just aren't enough enemies with Slow you'll be using Mizli against to make it relevant, not to mention it costs another 175 NP. So to sum it up, Mizli went from meh at best to absolutely amazing, and it is what the Pixie Baron needed to Earth's bad Ultra Form. And Basil Phoenix mediocrity against non-aliens. Though she does obviously shred aliens, PONOS even made the materials for Ultra Form quite cheap, as you only need a green gem, red Behemoth stones, which you all know are so hard to get, right? And blue and epic Catfruit. We all know the only real problem is getting the dark cat size, but still, this is a nice addition. While she's not the absolute best Ultra Form in the game, the fact PONOS was able to redeem her like that makes me hopeful for the future of the game. And we have some awesome times ahead if PONOS keeps this up.